We're really getting into the nuts and bolts of the supposed interference that Isaac Mapiyeye had essentially alluded to when he was talking about why it seems Julius Mkhwanazi, the Deputy Police Chief in the EMPD, could go about pulling the strings, so to speak. And today there's, at least until this point, a lot of focus on IPID, that's the police watchdog, which is essentially who you go to if you suspect police aren't doing the right things. But it seems even that kind of strategy didn't necessarily work because of the people who are apparently assigned to some of these investigations. But before we go into that with Kenny Mapanga, I just want to take us back to a moment where almost out of nowhere, it seems, the chairperson of this inquiry paused to ask about the relevance of Jabulani Mapiyeye's testimony, because until this point we had heard a lot about drug cartels, we hear a lot about the big five alleged crime kingpins, and it doesn't seem that we're in that space at the moment. And so the chairperson in Justice, Mbuyiseni Madlanga, asked the evidence leader to essentially refer us to the terms of reference that are relevant for this testimony. Take a listen.
Ms. Sillo, before
yes, Chair.
Chief Mapiyeye starts with his, I've noticed that it's a number of alleged crimes at various places. At face value, nothing seems, for example, to be linked to cartel or syndicate activities. So my mind started racing, and I asked myself to which term or terms of reference do these alleged criminal offenses relate? Apologies if I'm
it's quite in order.
I'm taking you by surprise.
Not at all, Chair.
Thank you.
I understand the question. This particular chapter and similar is informed by the very name of this commission, the issues that it covers, even if they are not specifically spelled out in such detail in the actual terms, is inferred in the purpose for this commission. And to our understanding, the commission is a judicial commission of inquiry into criminality, and that would be the criminality within specific institutions as are highlighted in the terms of reference. So the next paragraph, the next chapter, deals with that aspect of the terms of reference insofar as they've been found to exist, or it's alleged they exist, within the Metropolitan Police Department of Ekurhuleni.
And so there you have it, the evidence leader saying, well, the answer, Chair, is in the name of this inquiry, which is about political interference in the justice system, which of course stretches beyond the SABC headquarters, as we can see, and even touches, it seems, operations at a municipal level. Kenny Mapanga is part of our team that's been watching developments for us, and she joins us once again as we make sense of this moment. And Kenny, we spent a considerable amount of time hearing from Jabulani Mapiyeye about how IPID responded once he started sounding the alarm insofar as Julius Mkhwanazi's interactions with these alleged criminal kingpins.
Indeed, and to me it seems that Mapiyeye is trying to paint a picture of how the foundational environment can allow lawlessness to thrive, and he's doing it through the reference of IPID and these EMPD officers that he says directly report to Brigadier Mkhwanazi, who he is flagging for alleged improper conduct. So he's stating that the IPID investigations weren't seeing any movement regarding these particular police officers, and it seems he's suggesting that IPID, which is a police watchdog, is complicit in the alleged conduct of these EMPD officers, which is he's stating is improper. I mean, you're talking about petty issues. We're not even in the realm of drug cartels now. We're talking about, you know, these cops allegedly going into a supermarket, robbing it of cigarettes worth 29,000 Rand, and then staging it as something that is different in order that they can benefit from this. And I think what's suggested is that they were trying to take these goods in order to sell them themselves. And that is the kind of improper conduct that he's talking about when he speaks about alleged criminality within the EMPD. And he's stating that when he does when he reported it rather to the IPID, which is the police watchdog, that there wasn't any progression on these cases, so they weren't being dealt with by IPID. So it paints IPID in a light that they were allegedly complicit in this irregular conduct. Then, of course, he goes further to point out the investigator, that is Makakula, and states that he believes, or he suggests, that the two, that is Mkhwanazi and Makakula, have a close relationship, which directly reflects the events of the day. So why the investigation did not advance with respect to those Ekurhuleni Metro Police officers. But overall, I think what is being painted here is that in that particular unit, that is a Metro Police department, it seems that these officers can do as they please, and there's no watchdog that's going to come to regulate that conduct or correct it, and that because they're under this particular unit of this particular individual that is flagged as someone that enjoys support within that structure, it means that that environment is difficult to change, and that the resources that are put in place by legislation to regulate that conduct and ensure that it doesn't take place is not functioning optimally the way that it should. So that is what he's being highlighted here, I think, in terms of the reference. Maybe Justice Madlanga needed more clarity, but I think that is what Mapiyeye is trying to advance with this evidence.
Yeah, and it raises all manner of questions about how deep this alleged interference actually goes in a context where IPID, of course, is meant to play that safeguarding role, for lack of a better term. We're still stationed for you here at the Bridget Mabanda Justice College. Proceedings will resume at around 11:15, and of course we'll beam those live visuals to you as soon as it begins.